thanks for joining me to color. Today we're going to be working on this adorable Crafter's Companion image called Christmas Present. Isn't he cute? This sentiment, or this stamp set comes with the stamp, and then it comes with 7 sentiments, so you get this one and 6 others, so that's kind of cool. I will put a link down in the description box to the card kit and all the supplies I used. I would love for you to come shopping with me. If you have a question, go ahead and leave me a comment and I'll make sure to get back to you. Otherwise, I have already stamped my image on Neenah 80-pound Solar White cardstock with Memento Tuxedo black ink, so let's color. So let's color our image. We don't need to outline today because we are going to cut him out. So for our little rabbit, we're going to use W5, 3, 2, 1, 0, and 00. And I'm going to start with my W5. And let's start up here on his little ear that's bent. So I'm going to take my W5 and let's do a little dab right here. He's got a little fold right here. So I'm going to go right to that fold and bring it down here to his ear like that. And then over here, we're going to do a little dab underneath of this ear. And then we want to do a little bit coming away from his hat. And the same thing for this side over here. Then we're going to go, oh, let's do a little bit up here on the top too, up here on this little crease he's got in his ear right here. Then we're going to add W3. So let's go right up here and we'll start on this W5 and we're going to pull away from that. And then we'll add a little bit down here. And then over here, let's bring it out a little bit and then come down. And then of course we need to do a little bit up here in our crease. Then we're going to add W2. And we'll just continue adding some color to our ear. And up here. And then we're going to add W1. I'm going to go ahead and fill this side in. And then we're going to add some over here. And now I want to add some down here on the bottom of our ear. Let's see, we better do a little bit up here in our crease too. And then we're going to add W0. And then our W00. Let's grab W5 again and let's add it. I'm going to make it a little bit darker, so we're going to give it a second coat. And then W3. Bring some of those lines out just a little bit further. And then we got W2. I think I'll fill this side in. Then we're going to add W1. W0, and I'm going to go ahead and fill this side in. And then lastly, our W00. Okay, that looks super cute. So let's go over here and do this other one. So again, go with your W5. I'm going to start right here on this side of his ears. Let's do a little bit along his hat. And then we're going to go up a little bit there into his ear. And then on this side, let's do again by his little hat. And then a little bit here in the center. And then I'm going to add a little bit up here on this little ear right there, just a little tad. Then we're going to add W3. Continue over here on this side. And then W2. And I'm, again, not worried about if it blends out perfectly because I want to add, again, a second coat. So let's go down this side. And then W1, and I'm going to go ahead and fill this side in. Oh, gotta add a little bit on this side. And then we'll have our W0. And then our W00 to go over the entire section. Then let's give it a second coat, so W5. W3. W2. W1. W0. And then I'll go over the entire thing with my W00. There's his ears, so let's hop down here and we will do his face. So again, grab your W5, and I'm going to do a little thin line right underneath of his hat. Crossed over here, and then I want to go a little bit away from this side where the package is. And then I'm going to add W3. And I'm going to use this to go down beside the package. And then go a little bit along his hat. Let's do a little dab right along this side right here too. Let me grab my W5 again because I want to do a little bit above his little nose mark here. And then let's soften that with our W3. Then we're going to add W2. And then we'll add W1. And then W0. And then our W00. And then we go on to give that a second coat, so grab W5. Right along his hat here. And then W3. And then we'll do W2. Let me see, I better do this nose area again. So let's do W5. And then through W3. And then W2. And then we're going to add W1. I forgot to do that little line above his nose there. And W0. And then go over the entire thing with our W00. Okay, let's go down here and we'll do him. So let's do, let's do this little arm right here. So let's do his body first. So grab your W5, and I'm going to go right in here next to his belly. And we're going to color that light, so we don't want to color in there. But I'm going to add that little shadow in there, and then I'm going to bring the shadow down underneath of his hand, and then around over here to where the line stops. That. And then for his little leg, he's got a crease right here, so I'm going to go down that crease and then on the inside of his leg. And then he's got a little bit of his leg showing there underneath of that boot, so I'm going to add some in there. And let's see, same thing for this side. There's a little bit right, and I want to make this line for his belly a little bit bigger for the bottom of his body there. So I'm going to stretch that out. Add a little bit in that crease there. And then I want to bring it around over here. Add that. And then under his arm we want to have some right here. And right here. And then for his hand, nope, that's it. Okay, so let's go with our W3. So I'm going to fill in this section right here. And then we just want to add some color. And just like his ears and his face, we're going to add a second coat. So I'm not worried if it doesn't blend exactly how I want the first time. And then I want to add this to his little arm right here. And let's do a little dab on this side. Then we're going to add W2. And W1. W0. I'm going to go ahead and fill in his tummy down here, or the bottom of his tummy. Add a little bit of this over here. And then lastly, our W00. Fill in that little dab there at the top. Okay, then we're going to start over with W5. And W3. And W2. Then W1. W0. Fill in his tummy area there. And then our W00. And then for his little tummy there that's showing, we're going to do W1. And then our W0. Spit it out there, Heather. And then W00. Let's go up here and do the inside of his ears. For that, we're going to use E93, R11, R01, W1, W0, and W00. I'm going to start with my E93. And let's do this little ear over here first. Right along here. And then for this ear over here, let's do up along that little line that's there. And I'm going to come down here. And let's add a little bit up here in this corner, that tippy top. And we're going to go R11. And then our R01. Then we're going to add W1. So where we put the E93, we're going to put our W1. And then we're going to do W0 where we put our R11. And then we're going to go over the whole thing with W00. And I'm going to go with a second coat. So let's do E93. R11. R01. And we'll do our grays, so W1. W0. And then go over the entire inside ear with W00. For his little nose, we're just going to color that in with our W8. Quick and easy for that. And then he's got this little tag right here on his back of his fanny. We're going to use E42 and 50 for that. So let's do E42 first. And then we'll add E50 over that. And then E42 again. And then our E50 over the entire thing. Next, let's do his boots and the inside or the top of his hat here. So for that, we're going to use our 27, 35, and 43. And I'm going to start with my R27. And I'm going to do a careful line right next to him. And then down along his hat. And same over here, we're going to do behind his ear. And then right across the cuff of his hat. And then that gives me a place to set my pen down so I don't accidentally color any of him and pull away from that with my pen. And then we're going to add R35. I fill this back section in. And then R43. And if you wanted it to be darker, you could go over it with a second coat. I'm going to leave mine like that. And we're going to go down here and we're going to do his boots. So again, grab your R27. And let's do that over the top of this one. And then we want to come along the back. And I'm going to bring this color along his sole of his boot. that. And then let's go with R35. And then our R43. And I'm not going to do it all the way because I want to add my boots a second coat. So again, go with your R27. I'm going to pull it out just a little bit further this time. And then R35. And then we'll fill it in with R43. And let's hop over here and we'll do this other boot. So again, go with your R27 first. I'm going to do that around over here. And then I want to go along the bottom of his boot, but he's got this little, I don't know, on this side there's only a little bit of his sole showing right here, so I'm going to color this down till you get to this section down here. So we're going to color this bottom part in and say he's got a wrinkle in his boot. And then we're going to go with R35. And then our R43. And like the other side, I'm going to do a second coat, so R27. Down here. I'm going to go a little bit above that little line that's there. And then our R35. I fill in that top section. And then our R43. For the sole of his boot, I'm going to use W9 and 7. So let's do W9 first. I'm going to do that over here on this side. I'm going to carefully go along the bottom of his boot. And then the same for this side. And then I'm just going to fill in that little bitty bit with my W7. Okay, so for his hat cuff here in the little pom-pom, we're going to use Y28, 23, and 32. I'm going to start with my Y28, and let's do the little pom-pom first. So I'm just going to flick a little bit out here away from his his hat, and then I'm going to add Y23. And then I'll go over the entire thing with my Y32. We'll go down here and do the cuff. So again, grab your Y28. Let's do a little dab here along the edge. And then coming away from this side. And then I'm going to add a little bit to these little lines that are going down. So let's do some here, here. Well, then we're going to add Y23. And pull away from this side. And then Y32. I think I'll give it one more coat because I want it to be a little bit darker. So Y28. And our lines. And then Y23. And I kind of pulled my line out here a little bit in the center so it looked like it would have a little bit of a dent. And then this is Y32. Okay, let's see here. For the scarf, let's go over here and do these little stars. So we're going to use Y28 and 32. So let's do Y28 first. And I just went along and gave each one a little dab of color. And then these. And then I took my Y32 and filled them the rest of the way in. And later I put some Stickles Stardust on these to give them some sparkle. Now, this little tag, let's do that. So for that we're going to use Y28 and 23. As long as we have the yellows out, we might as well do that now. So that was Y28, and then we'll add Y23. I'm going to give it a second coat, so let's grab Y28 again. And then Y23. Then up here on this little present up here, we've got this little bow. I'm just going to go along the inside of each loop down to the package. Give it a little bit of color there. For the dots on the package, we're going to use Y28 and 23. So grab your Y28 first. And let's give each little circle a little dab of color. And then we're just going to fill them in with our Y23. And then again, later I put some Stickles Stardust on these to give them some sparkle. For his scarf, let's use G28, 46, 94, 21, and 43. Oh, that's a lot of colors. So we're going to do G28 first. Now let's do that up here underneath of his arm. And then he's got a little line right here. I'm going to exaggerate that, bring it down a little bit. And then we're going to do all the way across. I want to give it another little wrinkle, so I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go right through that. I'll skip over the star and bring my other side over here. That, and then for this side, let's go ahead and do a little bit away from him. And then I want to give this one a little bit of a wrinkle, so let's go, how about right here? And right here. we're going to add G46. And then this side. Then G94. Try not to touch your little star there as you go around. I'll do this side over here. Then we'll add G21. Let's go on the other side of this star. Bring that down a little bit more. And then our G43. And I wasn't worried that it was not blending because I want to do a second coat. I'm just into second coats, I guess, today. So grab G28. And G46. And then let's get this side. And G94. And G21. And a little dab over here. And then lastly, we'll go with our G43. And this side over here. So that leaves us with this package. For that, we're going to use V95, 93, 91, and then RV93. I'm going to start with my V95. And let's just do that along the bottom here. Try not to color your dots. Uh-oh. Looks like someone's decided to come over for a visit. So yep, that was my granddaughter Natalie. She came by to have me read her a story. So the next color is going to be V93. So I'm just going to start by flicking on top of my V95 and bringing it out. Be careful of your little dot. And I think I'll go over the top of this dot too. Then I'm going to add V91. Go around those dots. And then I'm going to go with RV93. And we're going to go over our previous colors. Oh, there's a little dot I missed. And then I'm going to give it a second coat. So we're going to go with V95. And then V93. And V91. And then I'm going to go over it again with my RV93. Then let me get that little dot right there. So that was, Y23. Let's just fill that in. So there is our adorable Christmas presents image all colored up. Didn't he turn out cute? And then again, here's my finished card. So on my finished card, I have added some Stickle Stardust to the dots on the package, his little hat here, and these stars on his scarf. And then this little lamp post comes with a white and a brown piece, so I've kind of offset them and glued them together. Same with this little Christmas tree back here. It has a brown one too, so you want to kind of offset it. And then this tree is popped up. The lamp post is popped up. This is popped up, the little guy here. And then my sentiment is popped up over the top. So I hope you had fun coloring with me today. If you have a question, go ahead and leave me a comment and I'll make sure to get back to you. Otherwise, I hope you're having a fabulous day and we'll see you next time. Bye.